and welcome back to SP Learning Labs. Now today we are learning something that feels like a lighter, faster version of segment trees, and once you understand it, you'll realize why competitive programmers love it so much. Because sometimes you don't need a heavy structure, you just need something quick, efficient and elegant, and that's exactly what a Fenwick tree gives you. Previous video recap. In the last video, you learned segment trees, where we stored range information in a tree structure to handle both queries and updates efficiently. But the problem with segment trees is that they take more code, more memory, and sometimes feel heavy for simpler problems. So naturally, the question becomes, can we do something similar in a simpler way when we only care about prefix sums? That's where Fenwick tree comes in. Hook. Think about something real. Imagine you're tracking total sales in a store throughout the day and someone keeps asking, what is the total sales up to this time? While new sales are being added continuously. Now, you don't need full range flexibility like segment tree. You just need fast prefix sums and updates. Fenwick tree does exactly that, but with much less code and faster performance. So why do we need this? Now let's think clearly. If there were no updates, prefix sums would solve everything easily. But once updates start happening, prefix sums break because you need to rebuild. Segment trees solves it but feels heavy. So Fenwick trees sits right in the middle. Simple like prefix sums, dynamic like segment trees. Concept 1. Core idea, smart prefix storage. Instead of sorting exact values or full segments, Fenwick tree stores partial sums in a very clear way so that every index contributes to multiple ranges. Now imagine this like maintaining running totals at different checkpoints. Some checkpoints store small ranges, some store bigger ones, and together they help you quickly build a prefix sum. Now the big question is, how does it decide what range each index stores? Lowest set bit, the brain of Fenwick tree. Everything in Fenwick tree revolves around one operation, I and minus I. This gives the lowest set bit of a number. Now, instead of thinking mathematically, think practically. This value tells you how big the segment is that this index is responsible for. So, every index stores the sum of a specific range based on this lowest set bit. That's how navigation works. Now, let's see how queries happen. Prefix sum query. Moving backward. When we want the sum from index 1 to I, we don't scan everything. We keep jumping backwards using the lowest set bit. Let's look at the code. I'm taking an array tree. Here indexes are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I'm taking query function, initializing s as 0, taking while loop, s plus equals to tree of I. Now think about what's happening. Here, instead of checking every element, we are jumping in chunks, collecting sums stored at different levels. Let's return s. Now print prefix sum up to index of 5. Taking query of 5. Now let's save it and run it. Running it with the file name. Because it is not checking every element, it becomes fast. Running it with the file name. There we go, we have our output. Prefix sum up to index 5 is 14. Now what happens when we update a value? That's where point update comes in, which is moving forward. We update all ranges that include it. So we move forward using the same lowest set bit. Let's look at the code now. Taking n equals to 5 and update function. Now after writing while conditions, let's update. Add values to it. Now let's print Fenwick tree. Save it and run it with the file name. There we go, we have our updated array. Now think of it like it's updating all the checkpoints that depend on this value. Code part ends here. Now let's see how queries happen. Range query using prefix. Fenwick tree naturally supports prefix sums. So if you want sum from L to R, you don't calculate it directly. You use this. This is simple but powerful. Now one important detail students miss. 1 based indexing. Fenwick tree must use 1 based indexing because if you use 0 based indexing, the lowest set bit logic breaks and can even cause infinite loops. So always shift your array by 1 position. Now let's expand this idea. 2D Fenwick tree. Now imagine instead of an array, you have a matrix. Now you want prefix sums over rectangles. The same idea extends, but now you move in 2 dimensions. So updates and queries happen in both row and column directions. Now one powerful use. Order statistics. Fenwick tree can also be used to count frequencies. For example, if you want to know how many numbers are less than or equal to a value, you can store frequencies and query prefix sums. This is heavily used in problems like counting inversions or ranking elements. Now let's compare with segment tree. Fenwick versus segment tree. Fenwick tree is simpler, faster and uses less memory. But it is limited. It mainly supports prefix-based operations. Segment tree is more powerful but heavier. So choice depends on the problem. So let's recap. So today what you learned is that Fenwick tree is the lightweight structure that helps you handle prefix sums and updates efficiently by storing partial sums and navigating using bit operations. Interview questions. Why would you use a Fenwick tree instead of a segment tree? How does the lowest set bit help in navigation? Why is 1 based indexing necessary in Fenwick tree? How do you compute range sum using Fenwick tree? Can Fenwick tree handle range updates directly? What is the time complexity of update and query operations? Now it's your turn. Take an array like this. Try to simulate how prefix sum for index 5 is calculated using jumps. Then try updating index 3 and see which positions get affected. Don't just read this. Try to trace it step by step. Try to understand the jumps. Post your answers in the comments. I'll help you improve. Next, we move into suffix arrays and string indexing, where we handle strings at a very advanced level. If this clicked, you just unlocked one of the most powerful competitive programming tools. Like, share and subscribe to SP Learning Labs. I'll see you in the next one.